thought they caught us. I thought it was now. So I wrote The Help about the maids, and then Catherine Stockett, she decided to write a realistic fiction novel about my entire journey, also called The Help. And the setting was Jackson, Mississippi, and it starts in August 1962. And Jackson is my hometown. And something you might need to know about the story first is, of course, that it's about the racism in the time against the African Americans, and that they had to work for white people in one way or another. And the characters are, of course, me, Skeeter. I had no husband and no children, which was odd for Jackson at the time, and I'm hoping to be a writer, and this was my first book. And then we have Abilene, who was very kind. She worked as a black African American maid for my friend Elizabeth, and she was the first to decide to write The Help with me. And then we have Minnie, who she worked for my friend Hilly, but then was fired and worked for Miss Celia, and she's another black maid. She was the second to help me write my story. And so the first event in my journey was, of course, when I got my job working for the Miss Myrna column. It was a housekeeping advice column, and well, I didn't know anything about housekeeping, so that's when I started talking to Abilene, and so I decided to write a book, and I knew I wanted to write about the real thoughts of these maids and what it was like to look after the white people. And so I started writing, and all these maids started helping me and telling me their stories, and you'll just have to read to find out if my book gets published and what happens to Abilene and all the maids. And so it's told in 3 perspectives of Minnie, Abilene, and I think 7th graders and middle schoolers should read it because it teaches a portion of puzzling and interesting history. It has a suspenseful and interesting story that makes it so that they won't get bored. And it teaches them that if the maids and I can work to change with everything against us, that they can change things too. And then I thought that Catherine Stockett's strengths were her writing style, and I read her book, and I found that she did a great job representing us and making us relatable. So even if I didn't know these women, I would still feel like I did, and I would feel like I was a part of their conversations. And so the theme of this book, of course, is the racism and discrimination. And you can see that we came a long way electing the African American president we have today. But there's still a lot of discrimination around, and especially with the girls in Nigeria, there's discrimination against women now, and that some people feel they shouldn't get education, and so it's not safe for them to try and go to school. And wait, it's not safe here anymore. Quick, someone get the lights.